were to choose my last meal, honestly, I don't know what I would eat.
For my final meal, I think I would eat
Sushi.
any reasoning behind that.
Just because I love sushi.
Pork sinigang.
My mum's arroz caldo.
So Christmas Eve, we do the usual turkey with cranberry sauce, while the next day we would turn any of the leftovers we have into dumplings.
All my family is the only thing that I really do value in life.
Between friends and family, yeah, I would choose family.
Family.
Friends. I don't really get along with my family that much.
As a kid, like I feel like most kids, like they want to feel like they belong somewhere. So I would constantly try to like change the way I act.
A puppet to the world, kind of just go where everyone's going.
At least I can just forget about it eventually, hopefully.
I'm not that close with people, even though I am.
So I was one of few.
I treat them like I don't know them.
I didn't know like who I was.
Didn't want to be alone.
You look like one of us, but on the inside, you're not really.
If you're rejecting half of me, you're not actually welcoming me.
Well, family's family, blood is blood.
Friends came from Western and Northern Europe.
Wait, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna say I'm half.
Do I say like?
Country-wise?
I'm sorry. Sorry. So you want me to just...
Okay. I am Japanese British.
I am Filipino, Spanish, and Chinese.
So my mum is from Vietnam and my dad's from Poland.
I'm from Antigua, Jamaica, India, and Montserrat.
I am half Filipino and half British.
I am mixed, black and white mainly.
I'm half Chinese, half Italian.
So my dad is from Scotland and Wales.
I'm from China and the UK.
My mum is from 3 different Caribbean islands: Barbados, Jamaica, Montserrat.
I'm Filipino, English, and Welsh.
But on the Barbados side, I have Chinese as well. I think I look like my mum, but when I show people a picture of my mum, for some reason a lot of people don't see it.
I have like just looked in the mirror and kind of pinpointed what features I wish I didn't have.
How can I even call myself Vietnamese? Like I don't even like look Vietnamese enough. Maybe if I had like a little bit like darker complexion like my sister does, or if like, I don't know. Some point I was thinking, oh, I wish like I looked more like my mum. Like, you know.
There's always gonna be that divide of, oh, you're that mixed kid in like a family function or something, like full of like white people, and then you're just that like guy that doesn't look that white.
I never have recalled a time where I told someone and they believed me first time. I'd still have to go through more or less a script of having to answer every individual question till they finally be like, oh, you are Filipino.
When I was in school, I used to get called like an Oreo quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, like, I guess I didn't really like take serious offense to it, but it was a little bit like,
For the longest time, I didn't know what my dad looked like. And then like, I think it was like last year that I saw a photo of him and I was like, oh my God, I look like my dad. It's like, oh my God, like there's been a couple times where like my mom has said something like, oh, like you're just like your dad. And it's like, oh, so it makes sense because like she might like see the resemblance of him and me. It like really clicked for me when I saw that photo and I was like, holy shit, like these are the two people that I look like. Only these two.
You don't fit in England or Japan.
So, you know, I'm the white kid on the block and everything like that.
and it was a lot of like me growing up like trying to fit in with like so many different groups.
And they're like, oh, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm like, I'm from here. I literally went to that school around the corner. And they're like, there's no way, because I look very different to them.
They would always tell me that I'm not Filipino, or that
If I say like I'm black, they'll be like, that's questionable. Yeah.
anytime I would be happy or excited about something to do with my culture,
They ask me, can you speak? And I say, no.
shut up, you're white.
I would say the major thing that separates me from my mum is the language barrier,
I think in China, there was always a struggle with me and my dad.
because like she doesn't speak English that well, and also like I'm losing like my ability to speak Vietnamese as well. Like,
Because obviously, at the time, I was actually very Chinese. I had an accent and everything like that, and my English actually wasn't great.
so I feel like there are like some times where we would just have arguments just because we don't understand each other. I don't see my grandma at all. Like, she's in Poland and I've never seen her, so yeah.
I wish that I could feel comfortable with more people than just my mum, because it really takes me out whenever I'm with the rest of my family.
It's just like a thing. I don't like take it seriously, but it's just like, oh, like, well, okay, in Vietnamese they call me like Tây Ngô, which means like silly foreigner. Which makes sense, but yeah, no, like nothing like that I would say like, oh, like it makes me feel sad or anything, because I know like they mean well from it, and like
My dad, like, and like some of the other family members, like, they would like make racist remarks like all the time. As a kid, like, I kind of just like brush it off because I didn't understand. As I started to get older, I kind of just like started noticing it a lot more, and I was like, these people are saying some crazy things right now. But I actually had to like sit down with some of them and actually be like, you can't say that shit. Like, it's crazy. I'll say he was racist, but like, because I'm his kid, it kind of like changes the rules. If someone was to like look at me weirdly for being mixed race, he would be like the first person to like, what are you doing? So it's kind of confusing, yeah.
It's never felt normal to me.
You never feel fully safe.
You should feel safe in your own body.
I was recently a candidate for Miss Philippines UK 2024. It's through that pageant that I kind of gained more self-confidence and self-value for being Filipino.
I think I always wanted to meet people, fit with them, do this lifestyle, do this, do that. Now I've kind of just settled in doing my own thing.
You never really truly belong somewhere, but you can blend.
Like being in the dance studio, everyone's so like open and welcoming to like, because you have to be quite vulnerable when you're dancing as well. I can be like accepted all the time.
I have so many different perceptions of who I am.
My individuality, like, is what's most important.
Do you ever feel that maybe you are going to all these events to kind of do your best to fit in?
Damn, yeah. I am trying to join these events to kind of integrate
Kinda
myself.
just go where everyone's going.
There's also a whole thing of, if you're not pure,
I'd be able to control my life if I was from one place.
I still feel like I don't really fit in anywhere.
It's something to be very proud of.
I'll never be what I actually want to be.
It's like you're there, but you're not.
You're not exactly fitting in the whole time.
The negative side that comes from it is the hate of people saying that I'm trying to be white.
It was just kind of like, I guess, easier to just like be myself than like be in my head.
it was like, oh, like that's why I have this face. That's why like here's there and there's there. Like this is where I get it from.
I'm not full.